Welcome back to Black Tower Tales. We are currently on scene 13, following Wiggins and Nix. I'm Body, your player dungeon master for today, and I gotta be honest, last scene I was pretty uncomfortable. Like the idea of a guy going crazy and attacking his wife, it was like really uncomfortable for me, and like I had like real The Shining vibes with it, and it was just like I that's part of why I opted to give her a decent chance, or him a decent chance, as us like snapping out of it towards the end. But now we are currently at the next scene, and what at the when we last left, Nix was stable. He had put Wiggins had pulled her out of the room. Uh, but the next scene is just mine is what basically he's going to stay in this room that had the skeletal spiders and give her a chance to heal. Um, so the question I have is this a are we going to have an interrupt or a altered scene? And we need to roll versus the chaos of 5, and for your information we have target 11 for this scene. uh, so we got a 4, which means we have an interrupt scene. So that means something happens. Basically, so Nyx is stable. Wiggins has taken her out of the room, and as he's getting her sort of comfortable, maybe he took out a bedroll and put it into the side of the room. Maybe it cleared out some of the spider webs or something to give her a place to sleep on. Um, Something happens, and now we get to figure out what that something is because we have an interrupt scene. Uh, this is not a good time to have an interrupt scene where you have one of your characters unconscious, the other one he's injured, but he's not at full health. But now we get to roll what the event focus is. And 79 is a PC negative. That's even worse. um, PC negative, and we have two PCs, so we need to figure out which PC it is. Um, so high is Wiggins. I think that's what we usually do. It's PC negative for Nyx. Oh my god, no way. PC negative on Nyx. Um, and now we figure out what the nature of this negative event is. Um, so I'm just gonna go action 2, descriptor 2 on these tables. PC negative for Nyx. 100. Oh, wound. Oh my g. I love this. It's so weird. It happens sometimes. It happened in the generation of Wiggins. I had some footage that was lost. Um, when I was generating Wiggins, he had a bunch of sea themed things. Like he was drafted into the Navy, and he encountered a the sea god when he was a child, and blessed him and gave him a mission to spread his words in his throughout his life. And it's just so weird how she is injured and unconscious, and now there's a negative event related to wound, um, and her. It just seems stuff just works out sometimes, and it's wild. 18 is the descriptor, and that is going to be dark. Wound dark. Okay, so what that says to me is Wiggins drags Nyx out of the altar or sacrificial altar room, is getting her all set up. Got maybe his rolled up bedroll underneath her head, and her bedroll sort of laid underneath her, all wrapped up, trying to keep her a little warm as she heals. And he sees as he's setting her up that she has she's bleeding. She's got basically a dark wound like under her, like, oh no, I think black oozy blood is starting to ooze out of her ear. And that is something that makes him super worried about what the hell is happening to her. So he is actually going to, he's going to attempt to make her, like, to do something to, I guess, bind up her ear so she doesn't, so she stops bleeding. Take some sort of medical action. For that, I believe he is going to need. I think this would be a wisdom roll, which he actually has disadvantage on now because he's still freaked out from being in this dungeon. So that's a 10 plus 2, so he's got a 12. That's currently beating the target. 13, so he succeeds. He binds up her head, and that seems like it's helping for now. Let me make a note of that. And what I think he's going to do, the action he's going to take in reaction to this is he's going to basically like go throughout the dungeon on his own in order to try to figure out how to get the hell out of here so he can get her potentially to somewhere where they can have medical help. So what's going to happen is she's going to be staying in the room. Oops. So we've got her on a litter in the back of the spider room. Man. And he goes, the only other room is this one to the side. And so what he's going to do is he leaves her there. Oh man. That's a tough decision to make, but I think he's got to do it. He's freaked out by her bleeding out of her ears. And so he's going to he closes the door here as best as he can to the door to the 30-foot passage down, and he leaves a torch lit up by her, sort of by her head, stuck in between, I think, some of the bricks in the wall, so it won't be on the ground, but it won't be like leaned up against anything. And he's going to venture forth into the rest of the dungeon. So this, what we're going to do now is roll to see what the size of this next room is over here, because he has to pass through the long, thin room. Actually, we don't even know if that's a room on the other side of that door, so let's figure that out first. High is room, so it's going to be a passage. Oops, wrong way. So the passage, what's through that door is 11, is a passage ends in an open entrance to a room. Go to the room table. Okay, so it's a short passage. We'll say 20 feet, and then it's just an open door into a room. In this room, the nature of this room is a square, d6 plus 1 times 10 on all sides. So it's 60 foot. Yeah, 60 foot sides, 1d6 exits. So it's going to be, it's about a 10 foot wide. So it's going to be, there we go. This is a big room, by the way. Not quite as long as this room over here, but it's a... And 1d6 exits. 3 exits. One of them is where they're coming from. And I'm going to say one door over here, one door over here. Now we get to figure out what is actually in the room. And for that, we're going to go back to our 6d12 element roll table to find out, is there a monster in here? Remember, Wiggins is trying to find the exit to this dungeon as fast as he can. So he might even try to like just run past something. Maybe it's a skeleton. Yeah, we don't even know. Are skeletons faster or slower on their feet than a gnome? We haven't had to figure that out yet. Oh my goodness. So we're honestly at thinking on in thinking of Knicks and Wiggins. We're hoping for low rolls right now, and it looks like we actually got some. So black 6, so that doesn't have anything in it. Blue, we got a 2. White is a 1. Mottled, has a 4. Yellow and clear has a 2 and a 1. So basically, this room is mostly empty. Let's say, let's do a roll on the location and objects table just to give this room a little bit of character, just to see what there might be like. So it's not just an empty room basically. So we have 8. 8 from locations is business. And 80 business resource. Business resource. What is the nature of this room then? I think it's going to be basically this is so that we know that this is like a temple down here. I think this is a kitchen that where the temple down here was using foodstuffs basically. Like it's like a dungeon. It's like the kitchen of the dungeon that has sort of these long tables and is laid out like you might think of a what is the term? It's like a soup kitchen. Like so maybe the dungeon is also somewhere that denizens of the castle would come down, or residents of the castle would come down and eat and get their food for the day. And this is just one of the traditions of the castle when people actually inhabited it, which gives me a little bit of hope that maybe one of these doors up here leads toward the surface. Oh, by the way, we already know there are 7 rooms in this dungeon, and we found 4 of them so far. But now we're gonna roll to see what's behind these other doors. And actually, I'm gonna do a little drawing here. Let's say we've got a few tables, and then one long table along the wall. Let us look. I think we're going to be looking at this door over here just to see what's on the other side. And we're going to do, once again, high is room. So it's another passage. We're going to see what is the nature of this passage on the passage table. A 12 means the door means there's a passage with a door in the right wall. And then we're going to continue down the passage. With a 9, passage continues d6 times 10 feet, and then you see a side passage leading off to the left. So passage continues 50 more feet, and you see a side passage off to the left. So in order to accomplish this, let's say it goes further. And actually, we're running out of space on this paper, so we are going to say that's off to the right. And then, so that we basically, Wiggins opens that door, sees the door to the side, and I think the edge of the light of his torch, or actually no, he will have lit up like a light spell. His wand is showing him around, and he is actually gonna. The furthest he can see down the hallway is just that it goes off to the right, and he can't see anything more than that. But now we're gonna see what's behind this door. Actually, let's see what kind of door it is. We haven't needed to do that yet. And we need a D100 roll for this. 90 is going to give us a door composed of elemental energy, such as fire or lightning. You can move through it, but you'll take damage of whatever type it is composed of. Okay, so let's say, what are some elemental energies? We got fire, ice, chaos. I think we've established is sort of an elemental energy of this world. Fire, ice, chaos, water. Is water too close to ice? I don't know. And then what is it? Earth. Earth? Does Earth make sense? I think I like those four. That it's going to be one of those four, top to bottom, 1 to 4. It's fire. It's a fire portal, which is just great. Everything's great. Nothing wrong there. There's just a fire portal on the side of the wall. Let's mark this one a little differently. But that, okay. So Wiggins opens the door and feels the heat from the fire portal, and it's lighting up this side of the dungeon, or this side of the hallway. So he doesn't really need his magical wand in order to accomplish that. I think for now he's going to bypass this door, keep it in mind, and just keep on moving, because he's trucking. He's trying to figure out how to get the hell out of here. And we're gonna go see what's on the other side of that passage as it turns the corner. 9 again. Passage continues d6 times 10, so another 30 feet. And you see a side passage leading off to the left. So another 30 feet. And this time we actually are going to go to the left. And continue the side passage rolling. 18. Opening to the right. Stairs. So he turns the corner. There's a little zigzag, a little jog in this hallway, and actually he sees stairs, and these are going to be stairs up. And we're going actually we do need to go to the stairs table. And let's just see. I'm going to say they definitely go up. The question is, do they go to a room or a passage? We're going to go high is room. So low is a passage. So it's going to go up to another passage. We're going to say they come up here. Actually, we can just go straight from that other area. And this passage is once again opening to the right, and go back to the stairs table. So the stairs go up and up and up and up and up, go to the right, and then there's once again another turn, and another set of stairs up. That's crazy. So they're going way up towards the top of this dungeon. 5 is the next passage, and the passage turns right 90 degrees. So again, this passage goes forward and turns right again. So this is going to be this way, and they're basically right now. The stairs are spiraling upwards, which is fun. And now at the top of these stairs, down a small passageway, there is something on the random architecture table is what we're looking for. Here we are, random architecture and features. And that is going to be a 5. There's a hole in the floor. So what I'm going to say is this, it's not that there's a hole that blocks off the entire floor. It's going to be, the passage continues, but the left side as he's going through is sort of collapsed and dilapidated, and it drops down 30 odd feet into the darkness. So that's not exactly somewhere that he wants to go, and we're going to continue down this passageway. So an 11, passage ends in an open entrance to a room. And so now I need to make a note of this. We are actually like up a few levels. And so I'm going to say we've got this passageway with this hole in the ground. And I think I have a question for the Mythic generators. Like, is this hole a difficult enough obstacle that we actually are going to need to roll for it? I think Um, I think that's 50-50. We're at Chaos 5, so who knows? It's 50% chance. Oh my god. So yes, not only is that, yes, a difficult thing for Wiggins to get by, so but it's also, he's going to need, it's going to be even more difficult for him to get Nyx past it if she's unconscious. So he needs to figure out a way to get over this. Over this hole, and what I think he's gonna take his time. He's going to first he's gonna try to cast a spell on himself in order to make it so that he like is able to find some handholds. Maybe it's a spell that makes his hands sticky, and he's able to Spider-Man his a grip on the wall as he's trying to pass. So I think that's a simple spell. We're gonna say target 11, but he's not able to make it. So instead, what he's going to do is he really needs to get through here. So he's just going to go for it. Target 11. He doesn't have a plus to his dexterity, so he's just going to keep going. Oh no, he rolls a 1. Oh my god. So thanks to that, we know there's a room over here. We know that this passageway opens up into a room. Oh wait, well, I was drawing that in the wrong area. But let's figure out what's in that room. Just not what's in the room, but what's the size of the room. It's a triangular 66 d6 times 10 on each side, so it's a large triangular room. Oh man, that is the best triangle ever. But that's not where he is. What's happening to him is he's falling down this. Actually, I'm gonna get. Let's do a wisdom. Let's do a fate chart. Is Wiggins able to try and like? No, he obviously he got a natural 1 though. I think I think this is very certain that he's actually just falling down this hole. It's not like a straight fall down. He's tumbling down an incline that is all dirty, and so he's not like crashing onto the ground, but he's definitely sliding down uncontrollably. So I think the question is he able to grab some sort of handhold to stop himself from falling? I think we're at Chaos 5, and I think that's nearly impossible. Partly because he's got a 1, partly because he's just a wizard, right? But there's still a 15% chance. 88. Not only is he not able to do that, but he is that's actually above the hell no category. So he's not only that, he falls, and I think he yes. Okay, so what happens is he not only falls, he falls and drops his wand as he's falling, and he doesn't know where it is at the bottom of this hole. So he's in a pretty tough predicament right now, because that was you could have argued that maybe he, with just falling, he keeps his wand, keeps the light on, but now he doesn't have his wand. He's in complete darkness. He just fell down this hole, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to try to find his wand. It can't be too far, but man, the question really is, how long does it take him to find his wand in order to try and get his bearing? Because he's going to be able to. Oh man, if he doesn't find it, he's sort of screwed down here, isn't he? Because on the one hand, if he never finds it, he's sort of trapped down here, and maybe they both die, and that would be unfortunate. But he's really trying to race the clock here, so we don't know. Maybe he doesn't find the wand. I mean, he knows it's there. I think there wasn't a huge amount of debris in the hole. But now what we're gonna do is he's gonna start feeling around for the wand, and essentially we're gonna give him a couple rounds at target 14 because it's difficult. And he has wisdom, and he does have disadvantage because he's searching. Or yeah, it's still wisdom. So that's a 2. He fails once. Second time, oh, he gets a 20. That's a 20, which becomes a 22, but he does have disadvantage. Let's see what. And a 12, but he has a +2, and it's target 14. Wait, oh, so that's a 14. So he succeeds. Okay, great. Now, because he succeeded, I think he finds his wand, especially since he had disadvantage and he rolled a 20. I think that was difficult enough, and he's gonna have a hard enough time. But I think he still needs to do a decent roll on the fate chart. I think so. This is Chaos 5. I think it's very likely that he finds his wand off of that roll itself. So that's only a 75% chance. 91. So that's a no. He definitely doesn't find his wand. I think he gets closer to it. So that definitely takes the target from 14 down to 11. So he continues searching. And in fact, I think him being stressed out about Nyx being unconscious up there, falling down the thing, I think he's basically sort of forgotten about the whole shrunken kobold head thing from earlier. So I'm going to say for now he doesn't have disadvantage anymore because he's starting to like just get all like, oh man, I gotta focus up here. So target 11, he's gonna get 16. So that's +2. That's an 18. I think with that he's once again going to have a very likely opportunity to find his wand. And all these actions he's taking, this is additional time. So I'm going to say he's been searching now for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Once we get closer to like the hour mark, we're going to have chances of things, random events happening in the dungeon to either of these guys. So 56, that's under a 75. Finally, after 20 minutes of searching in the darkness, Wiggins finally finds his wand, lights the light spell back up at the bottom of it, and is able to see what is at the bottom of this hole. And with that, I believe we are going to be ending this scene. We'll start the next time with the expected scene being whatever the hell is in the room at the bottom of this hole. I'm going to... we need to update our charts. The cast and threads. I don't really think we have any new cast or threads. Chaos. For scene 14, we're going to have... I think Chaos goes to 6, because that's... Not only does Nyx have this unknown injury that Wiggins is scrambling for, but Wiggins frickin'... He's running through the dungeon, falls down this hole, and takes 20-25 minutes to find his wand in order to get light back up. So I think Chaos definitely goes up to 6. And then I think Target goes back up to 12. But yeah, I think that's the end of our scene for today. Whew. Wow, that is... They're in bad shape right now. Things are not looking great, but we'll see what happens next time. Have a good one.